Welcome on in, everyone. I'm Awesomechipz, and this is my channel partner, Sapphire Angel Bunny.
Hola.
Yeah. To start off, to those of you who have followed this channel for a while, you'll know that I'm usually a streamer. Why are you making recorded content, you might ask? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Long story short, I've always wanted to make an actual Let's Play series on YouTube since around 2012. You know, back when that was like the whole big thing of the, YouTube of that era. I rewatched the video Chugga Conroy made on how to make a Let's Play series several times on repeat for years. Recently, Saf and a bunch of cool
Sorry.
people. You're good. Cool people on a Discord server got me back into Dragon Age, and I happened to remember, hey, Dragon Age Origins is one of my favorite games of all time. I should play that. Now here we are, 2 years into streaming here and on Twitch. The stars aligned for me to want to show off this game in this specific kind of format. Quick warning, this game's not for everyone. I believe it's rated M17? Is that a video game rating?
I think it's rated M.
Rated M, okay. Well, anyway, it's from 2009, it's a little edgy. There are certain aspects that do age it in that way, story-wise, and in, obviously it's an older game, it's 14 years old-ish. So, there will be some specific content warnings listed in the video description. I recommend checking that out. Also, note number 2. This is the Ultimate Edition of the game, so we'll start with several bonus DLC items that come with the game. If you'd like to turn these off for roleplay reasons, just go to this downloadable content menu and click on installed content. Just unclick anything listed as a DLC item. Yeah. Alright. We're also running this with several mods. I'll be listed in the description. I will also credit the mods when they show up in game. Most of these are bug fixes that restore dialogue, a complete retexture of every file to polish the game, and some aesthetic items that me and Saf felt were, tied the game better to the rest of the series. With that, let's let the game introduce us to Thetis.
The Chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the Darkspawn into our world. The mages had sought to usurp heaven, but instead they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the Darkspawn. They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The Dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the Darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation. Until the Grey Wardens came. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness, and prevailed. It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten. We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too long. It may even be too late. For I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us all.
Alright, welcome on back.
Hello.
Alright. Background you select will determine which of 6 distinct opening stories you will play through. Though, in our case, it's 7 because we have a special one. You play through also affects how characters respond to you throughout the game. Yes. Also, to talk about that, we also have access through a cool mod, the Human Commoner background, which we considered for this Let's Play. However, the intro was not fully finished. It's really cool what the modder put together for it, and the whole, like, this has a lot of, like, unused lines that were, like, put back in, you know, through, the mod itself, and it's so cool. I need to fully play through it myself still, but really cool. Wanted to give that mod a shout out. But,
I mean, yeah, like, that was, like, fully fan-made after the original got cut out.
yeah. Really cool stuff. Just wanted to give that a quick shout out. But yes. For gender, men and women are generally considered equals. Both genders are equally represented in most organizations, noble, houses, and military forces. Or at least that's what the lore wants to tell you. For the different kinds of people you can be, you do get benefits for picking one of these options, but they're very small, usually, aside from the Dwarven 10% chance to resist magic perk. So you can play as whatever you want. These do also help determine your background. Some don't matter as much, like the Magi background. You can be human or elf mage. It's same background. Oh, also, classes, they give you benefits as well. Mostly what you'd expect. +4 strength for warrior. You get dex and cunning for rogue. Magi, though, you don't really get any of those bonuses. However, you can't miss, so...
Yeah, unless you're standing between a rock and the enemy, you're good.
Yeah. Or on the dice roll of a dwarf, just not being affected by your magic. For dwarves, you can't play as a mage due to lore reasons. I believe we discussed that we can't explain why exactly due to spoiler reasons, but it's a lore thing, essentially. Ooh. Well, I'm glad I'm not playing a Dukin, because, I think, the Human Commoner icon replaces the Adukin background.
Oh no.
Hmm. Well, thankfully we're not playing as an Idukin.
Well, hey. Now we know.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to make sure my Idukin save is okay, but... Okay. Little funny aside. With all these options to choose from, what are we going to pick?
Well, we choose. My favorite is usually, that I've only ever done, is Elven Mage, because that is me. I like magic. I like going pew pew.
You like magic.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, me, and for this series, we are going for a Dwarven warrior. Specifically a lady, because, this is going to be a character that I first did my major playthrough of this game with, and I still have an attachment to. I'm gonna quickly make her here. I'll probably speed through it. So, oh, right. You also start with skills. For warriors, it's usually combat. Then, depending on your background, it might be poison, stealing. Usually stealing for castless dwarves. Coercion for city elves. And survival for the Dalish elves. Rogues usually get poison making, and then one of the above, depending on the background. For human nobles, you get 2 levels in improved combat training. You get the same in the dwarven noble background, and yeah. But yes. Now to actually introduce what I'm playing, we'll be playing as a female dwarf commoner warrior named Lorena Braska.
Greetings.
I'm gonna quickly work on recreating her here in this custom menu. Also, as a quick note, this character creator is a bit dated. Not as many options as, something of a modern game. But there are some nice basic tools in here. Right, on to making Lorena. Also, there's a fun little thing where you can add a expression to the little portrait here.
Yeah, which can either make it look really cool or really creepy.
Yeah, very 2009. It's fun. Just have her DreamWorks face at us.
I mean, why not? Imagine if they allowed that in Inquisition.
That'd be funny, honestly.
It's like have a serious character and then their icon is just them pulling some stupid looking face.
It'd be beautiful. And of course, the voice I always give her.
How do you do? Right. Casting. Focus.
Also, same voice actress as Jack from Mass Effect. Fun fact.
Also, another really good game to play.
Yeah. I don't know as much about it personally, but hey, staff recommends it, so hey. But yeah, this is our girl. This is Lorena. And now to actually explain some of this screen here. You get your stat bonuses you start with, and then you got 5 points to spend on customizing the screen to however you want to. I usually go for strengths, some willpower, some constitution, but strength will be her main stat.
Yeah. Willpower usually is better for mages.
Well, willpower is just, it's stamina and mana.
Yeah. Though usually mages have the full willpower abilities. That's what I did.
Right.
But even on your warriors, your rogues, always add a little bit of willpower, or you will take forever to do your abilities because you're so worried taking stamina potions.
Yeah, though you don't have stamina potions until awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's part of why I have
that.
Yeah, that's part of why I have a specific mod to help a little bit with that at later levels. I also recommend taking a little bit of Constitution, regardless of what class you play, because it gives you more survivability.
Yeah.
And also, with your character specifically, you'll want to invest a tiny bit into Cunning. The reason that is because next screen, Coercion. Your character here is the only character that can get the Coercion skill, basically. It doesn't matter how, good at talking the other characters are. You are the only one with coercion.
Pretty much, you're the only one that can sweet talk people into giving you more money,
Or if
giving you
you're
information.
Or if you're strength and intimidation based, you're the only one that can break people's nose to get what you want. Coercion is funny that way, but yeah, there's also combat tactics, which I recommend as well. It makes, when you're not playing as your character, they won't just use the basic abilities. They'll actually be, useful in combat, basically. I'll go into tactics more later, but, just generic stuff to put down for right now. But we're obviously going to start off with a little bit of coercion. I like doing that. And now for talents. These are basically your in-game abilities, stuff you can use. Also, you see dual weapon here. That is because depending on, if you're a warrior, depending on your background, you'll start off with a different talent point in one of these weapon types. I'm not personally planning on running Lorena as a dual weapons user, but I promise you, as someone who has played this game several times, that 1 point is not like a huge deal. You can still build whatever you want, however you want to. But yeah, I'm going to be building her as a two-handed, so we're going to take shield, pommel, and this passive called powerful. As I think it's personally the one warrior ability you should always get. Also, we'll be playing on easy because we're doing this more for story mode stuff. We will explain some gameplay aspects, some specific features, but this is story-heavy Let's Play. Alright.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Deep beneath the Frostback Mountains sits Orzammar, largest and proudest of the two remaining dwarven cities. Once the seat of an underground empire, Orzammar now stands alone, cut off from the world by the Darkspawn, still clinging to the memory of its former glory. Below the vast statues and gilded halls where the noble families play at politics, the lower castes live in their shadows, scurrying to serve like their ancestors before them. Below that is you. You are casteless, the dirty secret staining Orzammar's perfect society, forced, along with your sister, to sell your services to the crime lord Barat. To the rest of Orzammar, you are proof that the casteless deserve their fate. But you know you do what you have to, the same as everyone, just to survive.
I can't keep gambling on you forever, Precious. You've got a sweet look, something to light a man on fire. But you gotta make it count.
Please, Barat. I don't want to do this in front of my sister.
Why not? She knows the slope of the land, don't you, girl? You told me a lot of things, not one of which meant more than a fart in the middens. Before me, your sister was just another duster. Now check her out. Braids down to here, gold-capped teeth. She can recite elf poetry and play the string harp. Every man's dream. All she's gotta do is find a lord, squeeze out some kid who looks like him, and we're all living the easy life in the Diamond Quarter.
Please, don't get involved. You know that never goes well.
She can do whatever I tell her, even if that means walking into the king's own palace naked. You keep your head down and say aye to any job I decide is low enough for scum like you. In return, I put out coins so you can doll yourself up and get a belly full of some nobleman's brats. Then you both go free, and I get to join the family and be called my lord. for the rest of the little prince's life. Well, unless I start seeing results, we're going to renegotiate. I'm giving you another week, Precious. If you haven't found a patron, you're back to sweeping streets.
But I have. I've met someone. That is, I didn't want to promise, but he seemed interested.
Your buddy Lesky's waiting outside. He knows what I'll need from you today. Don't even think about bungling this job. Your whole family's on loose sand with me right now. And I know you don't have anywhere else to turn.
I'm sorry you had to see that. I've always tried, though. At least I've kept you from buying your future with what's between your legs. I should have told you. Barat's been warning me ever since 2 of his other girls found patrons at Lord Harrowmont's reception. They've been getting gifts already. Lord Rooston gave Elsie a surface silk gown and she's not even pregnant. Barat's getting impatient. You've worked hard to keep him from throwing us out. I can only imagine the horrible things he's made you do. But there are a lot of desperate dwarves in Orzammar. He could buy any one of them to run messages and knock skulls. Money gives him power. He's got family on the surface, which means he can smuggle up lyrium and smithcrafts, and bring down silks, wines, and furs. And he played it smart. When he started expanding, he made sure it was only the casteless he shook down for protection, so the guardsmen didn't care. I hope there's more you want in life than to be some copper-plated crime lord. You've still got the chance to get out of here. Dream big. Be a paragon. Don't stop at becoming another Barat. It wouldn't be the first time. Garelon the Blood-Risen was born casteless, you know, before he went to the surface. And he came back and won the throne. Many paragons have humble origins. All that matters is that the Assembly recognizes their achievements. And once they get that vote, they found their own house, and are as noble as if the ancestors themselves had made it so. Oh, don't pay attention to her. She's just a bitter old drunk. She also said you'd never learn to walk, or stop dumping in the bed. Make something of yourself just to spite her. It's sheer folly. One more way the nobles protect their status. They say casteless soldiers are more danger to each other than to Darkspawn. That it's an insult to the smith to let us touch a fine-made weapon. Truly, they just don't wish to insult the warrior caste by showing that given the same opportunities, we could lead an army just as well. I have little love for the nobles, but they know, more than we ever will, what the Darkspawn have taken from our kind. Every noble I've met has had a brother or a nephew killed in the deep roads. Yet they let their arrogance blind them to the fact that we could help defend the city against the Darkspawn. Aye. They would even turn to humans for aid before us, it seems. There's been talk of an alliance against the Darkspawn. Even that the Grey Wardens have stepped up. But we don't have time for this now. Lesky must be waiting, and Barat won't like it if I'm late for my appointment. You know how desperate the nobles are for more children? They can barely field enough soldiers to hold the walls against the Darkspawn. If I could give one of them a son, the whole house would celebrate. And we'd all be raised up to noble caste to join the family. It's what Barat's betting on. That's why he paid for my clothes, my voice lessons. He wants to share the reward. Yes. That is, I hope. He certainly seems charming. He treats me like a real lady, not just someone to tumble and forget. It's not entirely unpleasant, but I hope you only find that out with someone you truly love. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you tonight.
Alright. Yeah, thank you to Rika there for the introduction of this background. Or at least part of it anyway.
Yes.
I hope my mic isn't messing up or
I'm off.
anything.
All right.
Am I not clicking the right thing? Okay. There's stuff in here if you want a short bow. There's dagger, lesser health, politus. I've never known how you say that, so I'm probably going to butcher the pronunciation every time.
You know, at this point, I just call it a health potion because almost every other RPG game calls it that.
Yeah. I recommend elongate bar and then put health potion over here.
Yeah. Also, there is a small little lock on the bottom left of that bar that you can lock your abilities, just in case, because sometimes I have the issue of clicking on the ability and then dragging it off, and then I mess it up. So if you have that issue, always lock it. You can always unlock it whenever you want.
And if you do ever so happen to click off an item like that, you can always go back to your talents menu, then drag it back onto here.
Oh, and all your health, stamina, mana stuff will always be on the board, even though you've used them all up. They'll just replace it and become brighter again when you have them,
Yep.
Replenished.
Vigilance. Guildmaster's Belt. Band of Fire, and the Wicked Oath. This is my usual starting set for a warrior. It's good for defense and some attack. It's all good stuff, all good stuff. Yes, I believe Rika did indeed mention that we have a mother. Why don't we go and speak with her here?
Who's that? Why are you bothering me? Rika? Don't you talk to me like I'm an idiot! You think I don't know my own kid? What are you doing here anyway? Rika said you were finally making something useful of yourself. She's got the body. Might as well use it before a couple of kids twist it out of shape. You're lucky Rika stuck up for you, because I'd have put you out there with her. You were born with one coin to barter, and it's between your legs. You tell me, just what do I got that's worth living for? I know you both hate me. I know what I done to you, but it was for your own good. The world's a cruel place. You had to learn that. You think you'd be where you are now if I'd let you hide from a few slaps? Everything you are, I made you. I tried my best. They treat us like dust, tell us we're cursed. How else are we supposed to live? We got nothing. There's no way out for any of us. You can try, but you'll never get it off you. Dust Town, it sticks to the skin. You don't bleed red enough for them, and nothing's gonna change that. All you can do is find some way to forget.
So yeah, that's our mother.
Like,
Yeah, she's drunk. She's usually drunk.
Such a happy camper.
Oh yeah. I mean, can't really blame her though. This setting is woof.
Yeah.
I mean, there are things you can blame her for, but not being the cheeriest person in Dust Town is, I wouldn't say, a flaw by itself. Anyway.
Do we want to explain tactics, or do you want to wait till a fight?
I'll explain tactics in a fight. Alright, we got another friend we're gonna meet here.
Yes.
Or, well, our friend.
About sodding time. I was starting to think I'd have to bust in and get an eyeful of that spicy sister of yours. Growl.
Also, small note here, Leski's voice actor not only does a lot of the dwarves in this game, but he does a character that has essentially become like a secondary mascot of the series, of sorts. You'll see him in 2 in Inquisition. He's not in this game technically, but just wanted to point that out.
You're just jealous because you want the majesty of Leski for yourself, you shameless hussy. What do you say? Oh, at least I'd have something to eat. But as much as I'd love to keep chatting, we better get down to business. No such luck. Boss says we're out for a search and discipline. One of his smugglers is holding out on him. Name's Oskias, some surfacer. Barat got word that he's been selling shipments topside that never make it to Barat's ears down here. He wants us to find the rotter and see what goods he's holding back. Well, yours will be a short and tragic relationship. You ready to show him some pain? All he told me is find him. Duster's got some family from the merchant caste. He's probably staying near their quarters. You know, gold, lyrium, spices. Anything that Barat might cut someone's head off to get. Well, if he is skimming, we kill him, of course. I mean, Barat doesn't let anyone swindle him and live. Bringing his head on a plate is completely optional, though. Poetry to my ears, Selraka.
Alright, that's Leski. This is the outside of Dusttown.
It's such a cheery place, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I mean, you got a view of the rock.
Yeah, if you like looking at rocks, this is a pretty good place to look at rocks.
Spare Silver. My boy needs medicine. The docs say he won't wake without it.
Now, there is something interesting about that line, like, are there doctors in Dusttown? What does she mean by docs?
Maybe there is some sense of maybe a castless, maybe a doctor got put into Dusttown.
What are you doing here, Brand?
Have you heard? King's got a team who found traces of Bronca in the deep roads.
Oh? Found her body, did they?
No, tools. Signs of camp, things like that.
Paragon or not, Bronca's dead. She's been gone 2 years. No one survives the deeps that long.
Also, little note, I'll try not to talk over the ambient dialogue, but we probably won't be perfect about that because I tend to miss those. Also, walking by guards, we will get heckled. You know, nature of being worthless than dirt.
Good day there, sweetness. You looking to make a quick bit? You could be just what I'm after. You haven't even heard my offer, girl. You look like you've still got all your teeth. Nice and healthy. I craft replacements for nobles who have lost theirs. I can pay you real handsome for some of those. 1 silver for 2. What do you say? Suit yourself. Plenty of brands are willing.
Also, we know this guy is a scumbag, so I'm going to use him as an excuse to show off the stealing mechanic. Basically, you select the icon, click on him, stealing success. What did we get?
What did we get?
Oh, we got a rune from him.
What do you normally get?
Like a consumable usually. Usually level 1 stealing prompts don't get you much. Like, dang, okay.
Wow, you were really lucky on the little video, jeez.
Yeah, apparently, jeez. But yeah, that's a Novice Silverite rune. Runes are something that can be added to certain weapons to improve damage types, add additional damage, in some cases add more constitution, other skill points, depending on what kind of rune you get. We'll discuss enchantment more later when we actually have access to it. Oh, also, tomes. There are two major types of tomes. Ones that are for skills, like this Fomari tome, and then there is one that will give you different talent points. There's one specifically for mages and then one for everyone else. But yeah, let's use this real quick. Tome of Skill and Sundry. Level up. Can't do more coercion till later. Let's do combat tactics. Okay. So we got a point in pretty much every basic skill I want to have on me right now, so with that, let's do some more walking around.
Lesky, you old scamp. What are you doing here? Trying to charm me out of another set of ribbons for your girl?
Trying to talk you into being my girl, Olinda. You know my heart's breaking for you.
Don't you go saying that around my husband. Who's your friend?
Hey, when I'm with a lady, the last thing I'm thinking about is you.
Well, look around, sweetheart. I'll slide you on the markup, being that you're friends. But I can't give anything away for free. Just don't touch anything if you can't meet the price.
You know, funny you say that. Now that we're in our first merchant area, let me show off a pretty well-known little secret here. I'm not going to use the expensive items for this, but let's grab a dagger. Why not? You want to grab click with both the right and left mouse buttons, then drag over here. Then you notice we got twice of what we sold. Then we drag it back. Now we have 2 whole silvers to our name. Yeah, I'm not going to use that a whole lot. I usually, like if I want to speedrun, I'll Bragan's Bro, drag back and forth. But I'm going to try to play as close to vanilla as I can.
Yeah, that exploit did not work well for me because my mouse was like, nah, you're not allowed to have free money.
Yeah. Saf had a technical issue on her part.
Not that it mattered because by the end of the game I was really rich, so...
Yeah.
This place is going to the nugs. Cats that's running around like they own the place.
Anyway. Oh, there's other people to talk to. Hello, hello.
Watch yourself. The Shaper doesn't need your footprints all over his clean clothes. We'll stand further back. I'm not gonna risk my position by having someone see you near his robes. After my mother took 5 years of her personal time sewing fine dresses for the head maid at the Shaperette, Mother tells me they never considered a single other candidate when the position opened for underwasher. I am not casteless. I am an honorable member of the servant caste. I serve my betters as is my place, decided by the ancestors who granted my mother my birth. I am not a criminal. You were once. Whatever horrid deviants you're descended from were written out of the histories and deemed unworthy to join the ancestors. Obviously they bred anyway, but their children can't possibly deserve the same protections as those who were legitimately born. They control Orzamar's memories. They oversee births, marriages, death records, histories, everything we do or are. Except you, I guess. Casteless and criminals aren't allowed in a Shaper's presence. Whatever horrid deviants you're descended from were written out of the histories and deemed unworthy to join the ancestors. Obviously, they bred anyway, but their children can't possibly deserve the same protections as those who were legitimately born. As if I'd stop for you.
I mean, you did.
Yeah.
Man.
Go back to your
You know,
dirt,
like how...
scum.
Well, excuse me. Anyway. I do find it kind of funny. Imagine, like how when you repeat dialogue constantly, like accidentally clicking or whatever. Could you imagine if the characters in the game were like, why do they keep making me say the same thing?
Yeah, I've selected dialogue to pick for certain interactions, but that one slipped through the cracks because I forgot there was another person you could talk to that gives more world building stuff. But anyway, we got the idea there. You know, we're worth less than dirt.
I assume this pile of worthless junk belongs to you? You realize it's in the way and that the patrols will not be able to come through? Move it, or I shall have it thrown out in the deep roads, and you with it.
I'm so sorry, my lord, but they told me to move my goods over here. I couldn't even set up shop in my usual place.
Nonsense.
It's true. They said that the servants needed to polish the floors on that side of the commons in preparation for the new commander's first commission.
Yes. The new Idukan Commander's Feast is tomorrow, isn't it? I suppose it can't be helped then.
Aha! Speaking of the new Idukan Commander's Feast, that is
Very well. You may leave your goods here for now, merchant, but move them out of the way as soon as you can.
Thank you for interrupting me. Anyway, that is a mention of the Idukan background character there. Just wanted to point that out. That's what, they are currently up to, as our origin story is playing out. That's a place we'll visit later. Alright, let's get the main part of this started.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The ancestors were smiling on my bets today. Another round from the house.
No castless.
Why would I tell you anything?
Take a close look before you finish that sentence. Are you sure you want to make us insist?
Oh, I didn't realize who sent you. He's here all right. Oscius. Right over there. Been nursing that same mug half the day. Paid up front, though. Good silver. What's he done? Sorry, just trying to make conversation. You, do what you have to. Just, try and keep it neat. I'm still paying for this space.
Alright. Got some friends over here. People over here.
They say the warrior cast
There we
is
go.
hosting a proving so the Grey Wardens can look for candidates.
I thought you were supposed to say something in response, but I guess not. Okay.
He doesn't feel like talking.
I like this dude.
Can a man drink in peace?
I think you had one too many, my guy.
Yeah. I don't think you're drinking anymore. You're just like laying there.
He's wallowing in drink. I see you've saved us some seats, huh?
Hey, I was saving that seat.
That's real thoughtful, Oscius. It's tiring work looking for you.
How do you know my name? Hey, you can't just... This is a public place. You got no right. I know people. I'm under the personal protection of a Nor-Barat. Try stealing from me and he'll... Look, I always been loyal to Barat. He's been good to my family. I know how much I owe him.
My pleasure.
Wait, I do have some lyrium. It's just ore. I made a side deal with one of the mining families. If it worked out, I was gonna bring Barat his cut, I swear. I'd be crazy not to.
Suicidal, one might say.
Just a little, maybe 25 sovereigns worth.
25 sovereigns?
Most of that's with my buyers on the surface. I just picked up a few nuggets down here. If I were to maybe give you a piece, that's a lot of coin. Could you forget to mention this to Barat? Not long. I mean, I'm not cheating him. I mean, this is my first time. Oh, please don't kill me. No, I'll give it back. I'll find more. I'll get Barat double what he can make in a year. Triple. I swear. Just, please, don't kill me.
Could everyone who isn't about to die please turn around for a moment? This may be unpleasant. Thank you.
You can't do this. Help! Call the guardsmen! This is murder!
You two let me know if you need anything. I'll be in the back.
It's just a bunch of rocks. You're gonna kill me for that? No!
Also, before we get into combat, I just love that the bartender's like, hey, you two have fun, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, thanks.
God, okay. But to go into combat, here's our tactics menu. You see here we have 3 different slots because we're level 1 with a skill point in tactics, so I recommend default behavior is usually good, and then we have defender, scrapper, archer, customs, which you can make whatever you want. I usually like defender. We can't currently do that right now, however, due to only having the dual weapons at the moment, so we'll have Lorena set to that, and then Leske. Oh, Leske has his own custom, I didn't know that. But yeah, he's got his own little tactics here, which are good. But yeah, let's show combat in motion.
Also, don't be like me and play through the entire game without checking your companion's tactics.
Yes, always check tactics. Then, for certain abilities, you want to make sure that the target is in front of you, otherwise it will not hit. There's still always a chance it can miss, but also decapitation! That happens sometimes in this game. There's some, they're essentially like Mortal Kombat finishers. Got anything to say about that, Leske? No? Alright. Figured people talked more. Also, our friend over here.
I'm sure he deserved that. Good job.
How did you even see that?
That's a good question.
Please don't hurt me!
I was just leaving.
These reactions, chef's kiss.
Please leave. You're making me nervous.
My wife went to call the guardsmen. They'll be here any moment now.
And I see the bartender has gone somewhere else. Alright. Want to see if I could find him. I don't think I've ever been able to find him, but you never know.
We have to get this stuff back to Barat before he starts wondering what we've been doing.
You do have the option to sell to a merchant over here if you want, but I find it easier to just give the stuff to the big man. The big cheese, if you will.
The king is old. his rule won't hold much longer.
Prince Balin seems far more sympathetic to our interests than Trian.
Balin has some tastes of his own that he knows I can provide. We'll finish this later. It's about time you two showed up. What happened with Ascaius? Excellent. I'll send someone out to handle the cleanup. Not you, though. I have another job in mind for you. You're catching on. The Warrior Cast is hosting a proving today. All the best fighters, last man standing, you know the sort of thing. They're showing off for some Grey Warden who's looking for candidates to drag off to a life of eternal glory. Now, it's not often we get every named fighter in Orzammar lined up like that, and I have certain acquaintances who take an interest in this sort of thing. There's a lot of coin to be made when people get the fever up. Favorite fighter's an officer named Minar, veteran of 4 Darkspawn campaigns. Havaird's a long shot. Just got back from a deep roads offensive. Some young buck who has all the ladies drooling. I've got a lot of money riding on him. Mine and other people's. I expect to see that 8-to-1 pay off. Understand? The fight only gets announced to contestants themselves to prevent illegal gambling. So first, you'll have to find Havaired, see who he's fighting and when. When the name Minar comes up, I want you to slip this drug into the bastard's water. It'll slow his reflexes, just enough to take the edge off, not enough to show. But it wears off quickly, so don't use it until just before his fight. He should have an alcove for his pre-fight preparations. All the fighters are provided basins of water. If you're asking how to sneak in there, you're pretty much saying you're no good to me. You bet you will. Here's your pass to get on the grounds. The proving starts as soon as the clock strikes. And when I say I have coin on this, I'm not talking about some pittance. Like the value of your life. If I don't see Havaird's name on the winner's sheet, you'd better make sure I never see you or your sister ever again.
Fun, right?
These people are such, like, happiness.
Uh-huh.
You know, this gives me much vibes of the meme of it's like somebody's going to die. Of fun!
Yeah. Also, I keep thinking this is like some dude lying down on this, but like no, it's a suit of armor.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me if there was like a body just lying on a table somewhere here.
I like to think they would get rid of it considering the smell.
True, true.
What do you want? I've got nothing for you.
Oh yeah, we can talk to Jarvie a little bit here.
You ask too many questions. All you've got to know how to say is, "I, mistress." You don't recognize me?
You know Jarvia, right? Barat's favorite lieutenant and the only person he trusts in all of Orzammar. You know that, Jarvia? I think it's way past time we were going. Just don't smile on you, Jarvia.
Get out!
I love that interaction. Is it true you're sleeping with Barat?
Oh yes, that's something to ask somebody just to their face who can murder you with their pinky. Or at least try to.
Well, Lorena's cocky like that.
Yeah.
Turn around, Brand. No castless on the grounds.
Looks legitimate.
Go on through then.
But stay to the trenches. Grey Wardens don't need some eyesore getting between them and the fighters.
Going.
Alright, we're in here. Proving grounds. This right here is a nug.
Not in the best of forms, but yes, a nug.
They're essentially subterranean bunny pigs, as described by the game.
And I love them.
Oh, also, I see we have a familiar face here.
Oh.
Stone's Embrace. That's one of them. One of the Grey Wardens. Oh, I dare you to go over and talk to him. Say, welcome to Orzammar, Warden, sir. May I drink your bathwater?
One of my favorite lines in this game, gotta say.
Hey, I actually got to hear it this time.
Yeah, alright. Let's go talk to good old Dunkin' Donuts.
Stone met, and blessings on your house. That was the proper greeting for an outsider last time I visited Awesomechipz. Has it changed, or is there a reason you're looking at me so strangely? My apologies. The intricacies of Dwarven society are still foreign to me. I meant no offense. My name is Duncan. I'd say of the Grey Wardens, but I suspect you already know that. Pleased to meet you. Then you have certainly proved your courage, though I hope I'm not quite so fearsome as all that. The Wardens are always looking for those who have the courage to spend their lives in battle against the Darkspawn. It's rare we find those with both the skill and the will. The best Wardens are ruthless to their enemies, compassionate to their friends, and inspiring to their troops. It's a lot to look for, but I hope to find it here, and I hope you also may find what you are looking for.
Oh, Duncan. Alright, excuse me. Now we have to find the...
Why does everybody look good in that uniform?
Everyone looks good in the uniform. Also, that uniform is not a base game, that is part of a Grey Wardens mod that we have. It gives the Grey Warden specific armor to Grey Warden characters, or whoever you put the Grey Warden armor on when you get the equipable stuff, but yeah, that's a mod. Ordinarily Duncan's wearing what you see him wearing in the opening cutscene.
But we like the mod look.
Yeah. It ties the game in a bit better to the rest of the series. IMO.
Oh, sweetheart.
Sod it. He's stone drunk. He could draw a dead man for his bout and still lose. Oh, Barat's gonna kill us if we slip up on this. He's still mad about the time I accidentally told that barkeep Barat had demanded free ale delivered to my door. Hey, I just had an idea. So, you've been rubbing my nose in how you're the meanest thing with a blade, right? If Aird's armor is over there, and you're about the same size. You can't let anyone know it's you. If they find out, you'll be executed. They'll say it's an offense to the ancestors. If you want to tell the Wardens, at least wait until some time when you can bolt if you need to. You've got a heart of steel, Soraka. Get in the armor.
Bout 3 is next. Officer Minar versus the Warrior of Air. Fighters, report to the ring.
No more time. Make sure you have everything and go tell the Proving Guard you're ready to fight. And don't forget to keep your helmet down.
Yes, I was going to add something to that, but I I blanked on it, heck.
Don't worry, you'll think of it later.
You do have the option to still go through with poisoning the water for... I immediately forgot how to pronounce his name, but...
That guy.
Yeah, it would make the proving fight a little bit easier on your end, but I like a little bit of a challenge. Just ever so slightly. Yeah, so you have the option of a mace, an axe. You always want to take the armor and always wear the helmet, obviously. You can also get a shield if you want. I'm picking the double two-handed weapon, big sword, Baird's helm, Baird's gloves, Baird's boots, and a Baird's armor.
Yeah, you don't want to go out in a skirt. Also,
or, you know, with your chest hanging out.
Yeah, is it me, or is the little skirt part on your old armor and Leski's look like tiny little alcohol bottles?
Like, what do you mean?
On the rogue armor, see on Lesky? The little skirt area, doesn't that look like a whole bunch of alcohol bottles?
I can see that. I've never really thought about it like that, huh?
I just noticed.
Wow. Also, I hate the abs on the armors.
Yeah. Oh hey, if you don't have actual abs, you can just put abs on the armor to show it off.
Yeah.
Stone men, it is time for your bout. May fortune favor your fight, Averd. Are you ready? As you say.
This is a glory proving, fought under the watchful eyes of the paragons of Orzammar, for our honored guests, the Grey Warden. The warrior Averd, son of Galton, will fight Officer Minar, survivor of the battle at Car Ellerin.
You honor me with this fight. May the stone show the boldest heart through the strongest arm.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Oop. Right, I forget this game automatically pauses. Anyway, let's go fight Minar. This is the person who would get affected by the drink, if you choose to do that option. Yeah, that's Pommel Strike. You can knock over enemies.
Well, Lorena likes to fight.
Oh yeah, Lorena likes to fight.
The winner is Averd! A truly memorable fight. The young cadet vanquishes the wily veteran. Healer, see to his injuries. The warrior Averd, son of Galton, will fight last year's Journeyman Division champion, Adalbo, proven in glory before the stone.
You honor me with this fight. May we both win glory in the eyes of our lords.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Yes. If you insist.
Yeah, early combat isn't super exciting.
Was there any doubt?
Also, the combat in this is slightly based off of D&D role effects.
The ancestors have withdrawn their blessings and embrace a new champion on their field. The warrior Averd, son of Galton, will fight Lenka, silent sister in training. She has made her vows, but not completed her blooding. Will she be accepted into the legendary order? That will depend on her performance today. First warrior to fall is vanquished.
Should we be concerned about the blood that just came out of the ground?
Oh, that's from the last fight.
No, but it's just like, you're talking. Why is that weird ooze coming out of the ground? Oh.
The ooze.
Yeah.
Yes.
The winner is Implied! Linka went to the stone without a sound, as befits her vows. But it wasn't hard to see the blood that was spilled. Everd will advance to the final bout to determine the true champion of the ring against...
What? Time out already? Hey! That's my armor!
Who are you? How dare you disrupt this sacred...
Wait, I know that man. That's Everd. Then what imposter did I fight?
Remove your helmet, warrior, and let all who watched you see your face. Castless! You insult the very nature of this proving! Guards, take this filth away!
Hold your man, I pray you. This warrior has defeated the best you have to offer. Is that not what this proving is for?
We are honored by your presence, Warden, but this proving is not solely for you. There are laws which have governed this arena for 1,000 years. This woman is no warrior. She is castless, rejected by the ancestors. Her very footsteps pollute the stone. She has no place here.
Except as your champion.
Are you awake yet? Psst. Can you hear me? How hard did they sodding hit you anyway? Did you have to put up such a fight? Oh, you did. And don't think they didn't show me their appreciation. One of the guards recognized me and figured we must be working together. They burned 3 candles to the stump interrogating me about who put us up to this. I think they knew, you know, about Barat. You think I didn't look for a way out? Rika's not the only one in danger here. They could kill us. But these cells are built straight into the wall, and they confiscated all my lockpicks. What's it look like on your side? You see any way out?
Good, you're awake. Barat will be glad to hear that. You caused a lot of trouble today. Barat lost 100 sovereigns for Lord Volney. The entire proving was declared invalid, and the Assembly already called for an investigation. You can't imagine the state Barat was in when he told me to get you. All he needs to know is that you exposed him before the entire warrior caste. Now they're asking questions, and as long as you have tongues to answer them, you're a threat. Enjoy your last night together. Sorry we had to put you in separate cells, or I'd suggest you have a last tumble. Barat will be by soon to make sure you maintain your silence.
Alright. Let's do a quick level up. Also to note the specialization, some of y'all might have seen that earlier. Spirit Warrior and Guardian are meant for the Dragon Age Awakening DLC, but I have a mod that adds them, as well as the talent specific to Awakening, into this game, just to spice things up for me as a longtime player. Let's do a quick run through of level up. Alright. And with that, I say this is a good spot to make a save. And yeah, I'd say we're calling part 1 here. Thank you all so much for watching. Be kind to each other. Thank you for chilling out with us in the cat cafe. Meow meow.